Doug Maurice back here at the Fiesta Bowl with Bill Landis and Ari Wasserman, answering some of your questions from social media here before the Ohio State Buckeyes play Notre Dame on January 1st. And we have a question from Anton Golden on Twitter, who asks us, are Lee, Apple, and Marshall going pro? That's Darron Lee, Eli Apple, and Jalin Marshall going pro. We don't know, but we'll make a guess. Ari Wasserman, Jalin Marshall, a receiver, would come back probably as the number one receiver next year, potentially have a big year. Could he go pro?
I know that he is interested in receiving his draft grade, which means that at the very least he's intrigued by the possibility of seeing where he would go, and the idea of the NFL doesn't seem like it's definitely a year off for him. But I think that when he gets his grade back, he'll probably not be impressed by where. I mean, it's not like he's a second or third round pick at this point. I don't think he is. I mean, maybe you think differently, but I think he'd be best served by coming back, being the number one receiver, and really being the number one target in an offense that's going to have J.T. Barrett back. I think he stands to gain a lot by coming back, and my guess right now is that he will be on the team next year.
I think he's a good player who could help himself by coming back. Bill Landis, Eli Apple at corner, second-year starter. Redshirted his first year here, so he's been here for 3 seasons. Could he go pro?
Yeah, I saw a mock draft not that long ago that had Eli Apple as like the 17th pick in the first round, which blew my mind. Not because I don't think he's good. I think he's very good. I just that idea was never in my head that Eli Apple's a first-round cornerback. So maybe my evaluation of him is completely off. I think he can help himself here with the matchup against Will Fuller. I don't know. I mean, for all I know, he could have made up his mind already. But if he comes out in the Fiesta Bowl and plays really well against a receiver who's projected to go in the second round, I think that says a lot about the cornerback that he is. So maybe even more than any other player on this team, I think Eli Apple can help himself in the Fiesta Bowl against a really good receiver. I don't think he's going to go pro after this year, though.
That's a good answer. By the way, this is an excellent question because it's not addressing the people that we already know are going pro, which is like Ezekiel Elliott, Cardale Jones, Joey Bosa. We know Pat Elflein is coming back. Von Bell's going to go pro.
He's a fringe guy.
I think these are the three. These are the 3 most interesting guys. Darron Lee, I have something coming on Darron Lee. I talked to him a lot on Monday and a lot about this. He didn't want to talk about this, but I just wanted to sort of talk to him sort of philosophically about his career, how he got here, what he thinks about college, what he thinks about sort of his journey. He's a really interesting guy to me in that I think he has first-round talent right now. I think there are Ryan Shazier comparisons to be made. I don't think he would go quite as high as Shazier, but he's also a guy who was a high school quarterback who's been playing linebacker for 3 years of his whole life, who I think can get better and could absolutely be the focus of the defense next year. They could just let him run wild. I have no idea what he's going to do. I could sit here and pretend and guess, but I don't want to guess because I absolutely think it could go either way. I think if it was most guys, I would say he's gone because if you're a first-round pick, you have to go. But I think he could be a little different, and I think he could come back, but I don't know what's going to happen. That's a great question, though. So we'll deal with more of this NFL stuff. It's going to be a fascinating offseason for Ohio State. For now, at the Fiesta Bowl, Ari, Doug, Bill, thanks for watching cleveland.com.